Hello folks. So I'm going to talk a little bit about self-awareness and let me just get into it. Nowadays, people sometimes take their views of themselves very seriously. With the social media and all of this, technology, that we're able to see ourselves in pictures and videos, in mirrors. And so a lot of the time we feel like we have to have maybe a strong opinion about ourselves, or we have to judge ourselves in a positive or negative light. Well, one thing that I've noticed after I've gotten very comfortable with myself is I really didn't need to ever do that. I mean, I guess I did in order to get comfortable with myself, but now that I'm comfortable with myself, you don't really need to analyze yourself. You can kind of just forget about yourself. And I think, for the most part, who you are is really not even for yourself. It's for other people. Back before, modern technology, and people didn't even, in old days, people didn't even know what they looked like. They never even seen their face before, besides a blurry water reflection. It was back in the way old days. But now we have cameras and we can record ourselves and we can see how we appear in a way. But in not too distant past, people couldn't even do that. So we feel like we have to have an opinion about who we are and how we appear and how we express ourselves, and we really don't. We really don't. The best thing to do, in my opinion, is to just forget about yourself. Just forget about who you are, how you express yourself. And there's really no need to ever judge yourself, because you're not the one who has to talk to you. You may not like yourself, or you may, I've experienced both sides of that. But ultimately, when you're speaking to a person, somebody might like you even though you may not like yourself. And ultimately, your friends and your loved ones like you, hopefully. There's at least one person in the world that likes you. So we have sometimes these opinions of ourselves that are extra harsh, and in reality we don't even need to have any opinion of ourselves. It's just the modern age that makes us think we have to approve of ourselves. Ultimately, you can just forget about it. Just forget about yourself. Just do what you do, and it can be interesting to delve deeply into who you are and all that stuff, but it's much simpler than it seems. Sometimes we can view our personality as maybe this kind of complex, nuanced thing, when the personality is really, really simple. We have a way of saying things. We have a way of, we react emotionally to certain things. We have certain tastes. But ultimately, you just are who you are, and it really doesn't take any effort to be who you are. It doesn't take any effort. And I think there's plenty of people that don't analyze themselves. You know, you can just allow yourself to just be, you know. You don't have to have strong opinions on who you are and whether you're good or bad. The two most caveman words in the English language. Good, bad. I like it good. I don't like it bad. What? Do we even need good and bad? I mean, I understand, you know, moral and immoral, that's one thing, but as far as preference and judgment, do we need all these judgments? I don't think so. You can easily just live and just relax and just do what you gotta do. It's much simpler that way. And you are who you are, and some people will like it, some people won't. And ultimately, you don't really need to care one way or the other. You don't need to give yourself a hard time over who you are. You know, I think part of the reason why we give ourselves a hard time sometimes is maybe we want to be a little bit better than other people. Or we want to be better than a normal person. Sometimes, maybe not all the time. But we don't need to be these super people. We don't need to be these amazing, charismatic, awesome people. We can just be us, you know. We are beautiful in our own way. Everybody's beautiful in their own way. We can just be ourselves. We don't have to command attention in a room, you know, or read a bunch of books on how to, you know, be seductive or whatever. Just be yourself. Just use your own natural body language, use your own natural expressions, and it's effortless. And it doesn't need to be analyzed. But I think that comfort with yourself can be hard to come by sometimes. Maybe in the age of social media, maybe it's a little bit more difficult. But there's really nothing wrong with you or with most people. Just gotta relax. It's easy. Just be yourself. Just be yourself, express yourself, and give yourself a break. Alrighty. See ya.